If you're not a physical science student, I would get off of this right now and go find my biology notes. But for my physical science students, this is Chapter 10, Section 3, and it's all about music. And the main idea, a musical instrument produces combinations of frequencies that determine how the instrument sounds. As always, you do not need KWL. So what is music? Music is made of sounds that are deliberately used in a regular pattern. First bullet point, music and noise are caused by vibrations with some important differences. Next bullet point, noise has random patterns and pitches, super random. So for our first heading, natural frequencies followed by the textbook page number. Every material has a particular frequency at which it will vibrate, called its natural frequency. So, no matter how you pluck a guitar string, you hear the same pitch because the string vibrates at its natural frequency. Resonance, page number. In wind instruments, the column of air inside vibrates. So, in a clarinet or in a flute, the inside of that instrument, the air is vibrating. The air vibrates because of resonance, the ability of a medium to vibrate by absorbing energy at its own natural frequency. Sound quality. Sound quality describes the differences among sounds of the same pitch and loudness. And I do want you to add this bullet point. Suppose your classmate played a note on a flute and then a note of the same pitch and loudness on a piano. Each of these instruments has a unique sound quality. Overtones. Page number. In addition to vibrating at the fundamental frequency, the string also vibrates to produce overtones. An overtone is a vibration whose frequency is a multiple of the fundamental frequency. So, musical instruments. A musical instrument is any device used to produce a musical sound. Violins, oboes, bassoons, horns, kettle drums, those are all musical instruments that you might have seen and heard in your school orchestra. Let's first talk about strings. Add your page number. A resonator is a hollow chamber filled with air that amplifies sound when the air inside of it vibrates. First bullet point, in string instruments, sound is produced by plucking, striking, or drawing a bow across tightly stretched strings. Second bullet point, because of the sound of vibrating string is soft, string instruments either have a resonator or they rely on electric amplification, to the dismay of many, many parents.
So very simply, it's just a case of plucking the string instead of just using the bow to play on the string. And bow away there.
Next thing you need to write down, brass and woodwinds. Brass and woodwind instruments rely on the vibration of air to make music, and you'll need this whole slide. Brass instruments have cone-shaped mouthpieces, and this mouthpiece is inserted into metal tubing, which is the resonator inside of a brass instrument. As the player blows into the instrument, his or her lips vibrate against the mouthpiece, and the air in the resonator also starts to vibrate, producing pitch.
Let's meet the brass section. The tuba. The trombones. The trumpets. The horns. Together, the brass section sounds like this. Let's meet the woodwind section, going from the lowest instrument to the highest. The contrabassoon. The clarinets. The oboes. The flutes. The piccolo.
And of course, two of my children's favorite, percussion. Percussion instruments are struck, shaken, rubbed, and brushed to produce sound. Some, such as kettle drums, have a membrane stretched tightly over a resonator. When the drummer strikes that membrane with sticks or hands, the membrane vibrates and causes the air inside the resonator to also vibrate. The resonator will amplify that sound made when the membrane is struck. Some drums have a fixed pitch, but others have a pitch that can be changed by tightening or loosening the membrane.
The claves. The maracas. The bongos. The drum kit. And that is the percussion section.
Heading beats, followed by the page number. You'll need the entire slide in your notes. When two instruments play at the same time, the sound waves produced by each instrument interfere. First bullet point, the amplitudes of the waves add together when compressions overlap and rarefactions overlap, causing an increase in loudness. When compressions and rarefactions overlap each other, the loudness decreases. So beats can occur, writing this down, when sound waves of different frequencies shown in the top two panels, here and here, combine to here. These sound waves interfere with each other, forming a wave with the lower frequency shown at the bottom of the panel. This wave causes a listener to hear a pulsing sound known as beats. As always, you don't need to write this down, but you will be having a quiz over section 3, so these are some things that you might want to know.